So we've been doing a loan and investment project about buying a car, and I thought I'd tell you, here's a decision you're going to actually have to make before that. A lot of you guys are going to head off to college soon, and you'll have a $50,000 decision to make. At least a lot of kids will. The average student is coming out with a lot of college debt. $50,000 is a lot, but it is not out of the question. In fact, I know people who are coming out with $100,000 in debt. And say you had to pick between a couple colleges. One of them is going to be $50,000 more than the other. That's a very easy scenario to make. I mean, there's colleges right now that are 80-some thousand per year to go there, and there's other colleges that are only 20,000 a year to go to. So say you had a choice between these two colleges, and the ones that I've picked here are ones that I know because I got kids that are going to North Dakota State, and my dad went to Purdue, for example. And let's say that under this scenario, your choice is you're going to either go to NDSU or Purdue. But Purdue, because it's out-of-state tuition, I don't know if you know this, but because we don't live in Indiana, they charge us more to go there. So that school might leave you with $60,000 in loans. And let's say that NDSU, which does have reciprocity, North Dakota and South Dakota and Wisconsin all have reciprocity with Minnesota, so we get the in-state tuition price. Let's say that it's a difference of $50,000. In the one scenario, you're going to take out $60,000 in loans, and in the other scenario, you're going to take out $10,000 in loans. Again, that's not the price tag. That's with mom and dad helping and with you working and all that good stuff. You're still going to come up with a lot more in loans if you go to that Purdue option in this case. So, on the TVM solver, take a second. I'm going to pause the video here in a second and see how much would it cost to pay back a $60,000 loan at 10% interest. If you want to do what most people do is try to pay off their student loans within 10 years. Obviously, sooner is better, but let's go with 10 years, 4% interest. What is that monthly payment? I'm going to pause for a second here while you figure that out. Okay, if you did that right, it would look something like this. So a $607 payment. I actually verified that at a website called Bankrate and used their little loan calculator to see if it comes out the same, and it did. So I have my payments set at the end, and as you can see all the settings there. If yours came out different, maybe you used one of your settings differently than I did. All right, so here we've finished college. So now it's time to pay that back. So if you did the $60,000 loan option, you're going to be paying $607 a month to pay it off. To try to keep this scenario really simple for you, I just made the person who went to NDSU also pay $607 a month, but their loan is a lot cheaper because it's a $10,000 loan. It was only $101 a month for the loan, and the difference, they're able to save that difference. Maybe you put it in an IRA and invest it. And so we're going to force these guys to pay the exact same thing in over the next 10 years. And of course, Mr. Purdue comes out having $0 because they have paid off their loan and they have $0. This person has not only paid off their loan, they also have investments now. Remember, they've paid the same amount in. I did this one on my TVM solver and checked it on the website, and Purdue's got their money paid off. The Bison, he's got $92,571 in their IRA or 401k or wherever they stuck that money. That's assuming an investment return of 8%. So 10 years later, it wasn't a $50,000 decision. It was actually a $92,000 decision. But wait, as you can imagine, there's going to be more. Because you're going to probably live for quite a few more years. And if we just assume that this person and this person stop at that moment, they don't pay anything more into any investments, they just happily enjoy and spend all the money that they make all the way till retirement. Take that $92,571 invest it for 35%, 35 years at 8% growth, and don't add any extra payments. And let's see if you can figure out with the TVM solver how much money this person was going to have in their IRA or their 401k, assuming 8% growth. I'll pause for a second, let me try that. And here's my results. That is not a misprint. $1.5 million. Is that guaranteed? No, because investments aren't guaranteed. I can't guarantee you can make 8% in stock market. Some people have done way better than that. Other people have done worse than that. But I just use an 8% as a number there. Now, if the price tag is really $1.5 million difference, now you might have a different decision about which college was the smarter move. I've had kids say, what if you get a better education at Purdue? First of all, I'm not sure that you would. I'm not guaranteeing that that's the case, but because sometimes people think, well, you paid more for it, so it must be better. But actually, if you lived in Indiana, then Purdue would be in-state and North Dakota would be out-of-state. And so this actually scenario could be completely flip-flopped around, where the cheaper one was actually the other school. So these million-dollar decisions are made by Minnetonka kids every year, and I am not saying that you should go to North Dakota State. I actually chose Purdue partially because my dad attended there. I know it's a really good school, and I knew since it was out of state, we could say that if you flip-flop the scenario and you live in Indiana, the cheaper school is probably Purdue when you add up the out-of-state tuition and stuff in there. So if you are picking between two colleges and one of them is $50,000 more than the other in loans that you're going to have to pay back someday, that is not a $50,000 difference. It's $1 million difference. And it doesn't matter which schools you're comparing, as long as the difference would be about, again, $50,000, then the argument will hold. So here's my sites that I used for some of my backup. And bottom line, I am not saying student loans are bad. I am saying taking out more in student loans than you have to can cost you a lot more than you think. Have a great day.